Hi, this is Calvin Cox. It's March 7th, 2013, Thursday night, and the time is 8:10 p.m. And I'm going to try and keep my talk as short as possible. I'm very, very tired and need to get my rest. This was about when I lived in the woods up in Frederick. This happened within the first year, let me see, I would say within the first 2 full years that I've been living in the woods. And I found out something very interesting. I was laying there, it was dark, probably 10 at night, and I was trying to sleep. And I kept hearing, let me get something real quick. It was dry leaves on the ground, and I kept hearing something like this. And then I wouldn't hear anything for, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds. And I'd hear something again. I was wondering what in the world it was. And this is how I discovered that woods mice hop. They literally hop. Okay? And it took me a long time to figure out. In the woods up in Frederick, there's a lot of owls. And owls hunt at night. And they can see very good. And so if the ground is dry, covered with dry leaves, and if there's not a dead branch for a mouse to run along, if there's not some other small tree a mouse can climb up and over and down if it has to get somewhere, it has to go along the ground. And so the way to hide, my belief is the way it hides itself so it doesn't draw a lot of attention, it hops. And then it waits a while. And then it hops again, so it would kind of sound like that if you sped it up. And the reason I knew it was a mouse is because I had a flashlight with me. There's another thing also very interesting, is that a mouse, a woods mouse that has not been around people, when you shine a flashlight, it does not react to the flashlight. It doesn't know to be afraid of a flashlight right away. And this mouse did not become afraid of my flashlight until the third time I turned on my light and watched it. And then it realized something was wrong and it ran away. So I showed my light and I saw it sitting there, and it jumped again and it sat there. And I just kept shining my light. And then, it jumped another time and then was far away. It just kind of went on away. I went on to where it was going. So that was 2 really incredible discoveries. That mice hop and that they do not react immediately to a flashlight. They don't know to be afraid of it. It hadn't quite occurred to them yet, oh, that's something to fear, run away. And so I thought that was very interesting. And the other thing, one time, several years later, I had a situation where I got up late in the middle of the night, 2 or 3 in the morning, and I had to go a little ways away and check some other stuff I had left. And I was standing there and I noticed something was moving, right in front of me. This vine was hanging down. I was by it. This tree is probably about that big around the base. And there's a lot of vines growing down in it. Little kindy, about so big. And I noticed a vine wiggling and I'm like, what in the world? And I look up and I turn my light on, and it was a baby possum. It was probably from its nose to its butt about that long. It was the cutest little thing. You wouldn't believe it. And it was just putting its hands in front of itself. It took me a minute to figure out what it was. I shone my light on it, and again, the possum did not react. It wasn't afraid. You know, they don't. It's really strange. I guess it takes animals, well, woods animals that aren't typically around humans. You know, it takes them a few times apparently to get used to that. So I was just standing literally about this far, and the little sucker was just climbing down, hand over end, all the way down. And I just watched him climb on down and disappeared. Hey.